Right, I know this video is going to improve your game. This is some content that I've shared with my online clients. I'm going to be covering all aspects of the game. Make sure you subscribe. This playlist is going to cover everything from driving to how you should practice to short game. So make sure you hit that button and I'll speak to you later. Right, afternoon, evening, morning subscribers. Appreciate your support as always. Bit of extra content for you. I want to show you what I would love to see you do pre-round on the putting green. Really focusing on three aspects that can at least get you started the round on the right sort of step. So whatever practice time that you have, so if you've got, let's say 15 minutes before you're out to go and play, then give yourself 5 minutes on each of these three things that I want to show you. Ideally, if you've got 30 minutes before you're playing, then maybe have 10 minutes in each position. We fully appreciate that obviously we all live busy lives. A lot of us will drive to the golf course, get our clubs out of the car, put on our shoes and walk straight to the first tee. If though, there is an opportunity to do a little bit of practice just beforehand, just to get a feel of speed. I know there's so many complaints that the putting green's never the same speed as the actual greens, but they're not going to be far off anyway. So at least it gets your eye in, and at least it gets you swinging a putter and getting a feel for sort of distance. So the three things. The first one's the classic one, the Tiger Woods drill that would have been posted on social media a gazillion times because it's Tiger Woods. I'm sure Tiger Woods didn't invent the drill, but if you've never seen it before, A, you've been living under a rock, and B, let me show you. So use 2 tees and just place them just either side of the toe and heel of your putter. The idea of this, it is so windy here today, so I'm going to have to put some subtitles on, is that if your putter is not swinging through nice, squarely, nice and straight, you're going to catch one of the tees, whether out the toe or out the heel. It therefore gives you an opportunity to understand how the putter should be swinging through the putt, through the ball as we try to hit it. I've given myself like an 8-foot putt. As we know, on tour it's about 50% success rate. So I would be trying to do this for 5-10 minutes, trying to make sure that my putter is at least hitting the center of the ball with the center of the putter. So ball just goes in the middle of my gate, and then obviously I'll focus on a small little putt. I'm only going to do this once. If I miss, I miss. If I don't, then I don't. Then so be it. But from a feedback perspective, obviously I can be as mean or as nice to myself as possible. So those tees could be very close. So if my putter is, say, working too much inwards, then I might catch the tee on the way through. Once you have done that, I would then do a little bit of work on some of the distances that in theory we want to hole. We've got more chance of holing. So on the same hole that I'm using, and hopefully you can see, there are 4 tees in a compass. So each tee is 3 foot away. Now you can do this in a lot of different ways. And again, depending on your sort of ability, the time that you have, or how much pressure you want to put yourself on, you can just say to yourself that once you hole it, I want you to move the tee back 1 foot and then just move on to the next hole. And it will start to give you a feeling of 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, maybe even 6 foot putts. And again, these are the sort of distances where you've got more chance. It's not a guarantee, but you've got more chance only if you practiced it. You could though, this way you can be a bit meaner to yourself, make sure you've got to go around the whole 4 positions, the north, south, east, west, before you're allowed to move the tees back. Maybe if you've only got a short amount of time, I would putt from one position. And if you have a hole that's not quite level, then you're going to have a downhill putt, an uphill putt, a right to left and a left to right. Biggest plane in the world. And then it will just it will just give you a bit of everything that you can go away and practice before you step out on the first tee. So let's have a quick go. So I've got it in. Just move that tee back and then move on to the next one. And what I'd probably say is if you miss, just leave the tee where it is so you can practice it again. Okay. So like, if you hole it, move back. If you miss it, just leave it. Then if you just go around the circle for 5-10 minutes, then again, it will just give you those sort of bit of practice on those putts where you might be able to hole it. Then the next thing, which is probably even more important than practicing those little putts, is distance control. Now, let me move you. So, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this, but, oh, you can just about see it in view. This is my starting point, and I've got a 20, a 30, and a 40-foot tee in the ground. Because all I'm really focusing on right now is speed. I'm not really fussed about whether it goes into a hole or not, because realistically, from this sort of distance, even 20 foot, you're not really going to hole it. You might hole 1 in 10, 1 in 20, 1 in 50, but if you can get the speed good and your ball finishes nice and close to the hole, then it just gives you a tap in. This is the sort of area, if you can guarantee that it's only a 2-putt, your score's going to be lower. If you start 3-putting from 20 foot or less, you're really adding to your score unnecessarily. So one ball, and again, one ball to be golf course realistic. So I'm going to do a putt to 20 foot, I'll bring it back, I will do a putt to 30 foot, I will do a putt to 40 foot, and then I'll probably go 40, 30, 20, and it will give me an idea of feel. Probably aim slightly to the left. I'm not worried about going for the tee itself, I'm just trying to get the ball to finish in the area next to the tee. Left to right on this green. So that went like 3 foot past. I wish, in all honesty, if I can get it within 3 foot. I've just been practicing my 3 foot putts. I should be pretty confident. So let's maybe go to the 30 foot putt now. Again, same sort of principle, only just past. That one was even better, that was only 2 foot past the hole. And then let's try and see if we can go to the further one. Oh, that's too far, surely. I cheated a little bit there. Definitely hit that too hard. But let me have one more go. Get my little second serve. And that looks like maybe 2 foot short, maybe. But if you do these 3 things, you are covering all bases before you go on the golf course to really give you a chance to do some good putting. You're focusing on strike with the Tiger Woods drill because you're making sure that putter is swinging back and through in a nice straight line. You're focusing on some little putts, so you've got the 3, the 4, maybe 5 foot putts if you get further away in the compass, where you are getting that feeling of knocking those putts in. And if you do it on a putt which is slightly sloped, then you've got a downhill, an uphill, or left to right and a right to left, and then you've got a bit of lag putting, which is crucial to stop your 3 putts. Give it a go. Let me know how it all goes. Obviously, any more content that you want me to do, let me know. I can, by all means, film it, show you, send it to all your subscribers. Really appreciate the support, and I'll speak to you later.